out of a Dabur? Because we saw the company also registered some pretty smart gains in trade just a bit earlier. I also saw that the brokerages seem to have given them quite a thumbs up. And the reason why they're doing that, of course, is something that you can give us a better sense of, Shell. So just why don't you take us through what it is that is making these brokerages think that Dabur is going to be an outperformer?
Right, so when you're looking at Dabur, there have been a few price target increases as well, and also if you look at it, a few of them have held their price targets. I'll run you through a few qualitative statements which have come through. The first one is Deutsche Bank report. They go ahead and say that the domestic volume decline of 4.4% was much better than most other staple companies. Management is confident of achieving 5 to 10% volume growth in the second half of the financial year. Wholesale is still adjusting to GST, and some of its impact may also be visible in the second quarter. Honey market share is expected to improve with new pricing, and the promotions will be lowered. Dabur will take price hikes in the third quarter to offset input inflation, and they have a price target of 300 on the stock and a hold rating. Second view is from CLSA. Now they have upgraded the stock to an overweight rating and raised the price target to 350 rupees per share. They say that the first quarter results were ahead of their estimates, and they've gone and raised their margin assumptions as well. They see Dabur as an outperformer over the next 12 months. And the management is guiding for FY18 margins to be similar to the last financial year. Dabur will take price hikes in the second half and will foray into the Ayurvedic toothpaste category is also what CLSA says. So positive views coming in on Dabur.
Thanks for taking us through all of that. Shell really giving us a sense as to what's happening with the Britannia and Dabur as well. Sharmila, just to come to you, what do you think of the kind of pricing we're looking at when it comes to a Dabur? We've of course seen how these brokerages are quite bullish on it going forward. What are the kind of what do you think of the sort of valuations, the kind of targets that we're looking at right now?
Well, just a quick word on FMCG as a space before we get into Dabur. I think, what is interesting for Britannia results, for me at least today, was that, post the kind of numbers we've been seeing from some of these FMCG companies, I mean, Imami, etc. It was quite, I think, there was a sense of relief in a way to get a number that was sort of better than market expectation. And, you can see the way the stock was rewarded, because what's been happening with FMCG, with all this destocking, etc., for GST has really impacted numbers and volumes and margins, the way we've seen in the numbers that got reported before Britannia numbers came out today. And I think the other interesting piece, for me is, which really concerns Dabur, Britannia, and maybe to a certain extent Colgate, is the fact that there was a very big threat that was envisaged coming from Patanjali in this past year and a half. But I think if you were to look at the numbers that all these companies have been reporting over the past couple of quarters, it seems that that threat was sort of overstated or overdone, because the numbers are not reflecting that kind of an erosion, whether it is market share or whether it is margins. And in fact, as we can hear from these brokerage reports, a lot of people are viewing Dabur's profile as a positive, because that's some of, there is a certain overlap between their profile as well as Patanjali's, in the Ayurvedic profile, the honey, etc.
Right,
and in spite of that, Dabur is being viewed favorably today, and it is a company that has been roundabout.
That's right, Sharmila. In fact, like the overall sense really that we seem to be getting is that sense of relief that you spoke about, not just because, you said the threat of Patanjali, but also GST destocking and the kind of threat that was, the kind of pressure that was going to see. But all right, we slip into a short break. Up next, we shift our focus to the tire stock space and also put the spotlight on the other movers and shakers in trade today. Do stay tuned.